Welcome to Tiger Tracks, your home for the best of LSU athletics. And now, your hosts, Jordy Hultberg and Bill Frankes.
Hello, Tiger fans around the world. Great to be with you. He is Bill Frankes. I'm Jordy Hultberg. Hope you had a fabulous Easter. Away we go with 9 LSU teams currently ranked in the top 25, including at number 1, LSU baseball, and gymnastics at number 4, going for a national championship this weekend.
Well, absolutely, Jordy. LSU will be in Fort Worth, Texas for the national championships. The Tigers have been to the Super 6 the past 2 years.
Yep.
Of course, you got to get to the Super 6 first on Friday night. Then on Saturday, you have a shot at the national title. So Breaux and her squad appear very poised. They're ready. They had 2 weeks to prepare.
Right.
So it's a team that's been there before, so they have a great opportunity to maybe take home LSU's first national title.
We'll try and calm Dee down a little bit. She'll be joining us for a couple of segments here live in the studio. We'll also have a feature on several of their key participants. They're going to have to score big, as well you should. It's a national championship.
That's right. We'll talk to Lamencia Hall, who actually is from Dallas, so she'll be going to her home area to compete for a national title. Sydney Ewing, a young lady from Lafayette, right down the road, and also Ashley Natt, who's a second-generation LSU gymnast. Her dad was a gymnast at LSU.
Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll talk to those 3 young ladies, and also today, Jordy, we'll have a segment on another highly ranked team, LSU Softball. Of course, the Tigers ranked number 1 early in the year. I believe they're number 2 this week.
Right.
They have a pair of sluggers, and Bianca Bell and Savannah Jacush will profile those 2 young ladies.
Good time to be a Tiger. Big show planned. Stick with us. We'll be back here on Tiger Tracks. Welcome back to Tiger Tracks here on CST. Bill Frankes. I'm Jordy Hultberg. 12 teams still in contention for a national championship in gymnastics. It all culminates this weekend. Semifinals on Friday and the Super 6 on Saturday. So a long season, and guess who's here? And the team is right in the middle of it, and that's our good friend Breaux, the head coach of the LSU gymnastics team. First, congratulations on a great season. Unbelievable crowds, great atmosphere, and now it comes down to this. How you feeling?
Well, we're feeling like we got some momentum, and we got some wind in our sails, and we feel like we're moving in the right direction, and I think our eyes are on the right prize.
Okay. 2 weeks ago, Dee, you had to go up to Iowa to compete in the regional to qualify for this final championship meet. Talk about the way the team competed in the regional and getting that first taste of NCAA competition.
Well, Nebraska really gave us a run, and although having a great meet we'd have been hands down, favorite to win it. We started on bars and a little bit shaky on that event. Didn't do great. Randy Wyrick, who's one of our rocks on that event, had a fall, put pressure on everybody. And then went to beam, and it was not our best effort, but a great effort. And we kept giving them momentum. Every time they would see us make a mistake, it would elevate them, and we call it blood in the water. They would see it and begin to feed on that, and it just had the shark frenzy behind us. But we set the reset button going into the last 2 events, floor exercise and vaulting, and just were absolute killers on those 2 events. So we feel good. We went in the gym this week and actually had 2 weeks, had 2 good weeks of training, or a week and a half, and had some inter squads with a lot of fans coming out to support us. We're ready. I mean, you got to get it done at that moment, when the pressure's on. But sold a lot of tickets. The Tigers are going to travel well, so we're excited.
Sharknado in Ames, Iowa.
That's right.
Interesting. Spring break came at a good time, I would think.
Yeah.
No school, you can really focus. How did y'all take advantage of that?
Well, and we had some baseball in town, and my kids enjoy the baseball game, so they were able to do baseball and go to some tennis matches and kind of decompress a little bit, take some pressure off of, and we trained. We were able to just get a few days of good practice leading up to, we did a mock inter squad on Friday, the preliminary day, and then we did a Super 6 round the following day, and took off Sunday, and then went in Monday and Tuesday, and really kind of relaxed and had fun in the gym, let the kids just kind of do their gymnastics without pressure.
They don't know it by now,
right?
I mean, right?
Exactly. If we don't have it by now, we were able to get some good training on Reagan Corbett. We have not been able to really practice her since before the SEC championships, where she put it together at SECs and tied the all-around with her teammate Jessie Jordan. But after that, I think we had a really sore ankle, and then she just really had to regroup and push
she's
her.
Ready,
push
though.
her. I think she's very ready.
Okay.
Great training. These last 8 training days before the Nationals. So, she's excited about how she feels.
Good.
Dee Dee, the national meet is in Fort Worth, Texas, at a venue with which you're very familiar. In fact, you've already competed there this season.
Yeah.
Talk about the advantages in having been there already.
We saw this happening, that Fort Worth was going to try to attract the national championships, and we're going to get it 2 years back to back there.
Okay.
And there's a great meet called the Metroplex Challenge, and it's on a podium, and it's in this same venue, and we have been able to be in that meet as well as Oklahoma. And when we go, we have to bring another SEC team with us because it's usually on an SEC competition weekend. So we have to parlay that into 2 teams coming. So it's been a real benefit for the conference, but mostly for us because we have been there probably 4 years in a row, and our kids like it. We've got a lot of kids from Texas. We've got a lot of alums there, and I think if we've given our team every advantage to go and do a great job. I looked at Jay and Bob yesterday. I said, well, we've done our job. We've done our work. Let's wind them up and send them out there, and just how fired up do we have to get them?
I just got an email from my former coach, who you know very well. Failure to prepare means preparing to fail. And of course, you have prepared.
We've prepared.
You have prepared for it, so that's good.
Yeah, the failure is not in our dialogue with these kids. There's no way, well, if this happens, this is going to happen. And we tell them, and Jay's a master at, okay, here's what's going to happen. Looking at the other teams in the meet, you're going to do this, and your score is going to be about this.
Really?
And then you're going to flow and go into the next event. You're going to have a little dip because that's the nature of that event. And he paints this picture for them, and then they don't look at the scores. They don't believe anything's going to go wrong, that we're in control of everything.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to talk about this order of the meet events, how important that is, and is this the year? We'll talk more with Dee Dee Breaux. Stay with us.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. Jordy Helper, Bill Franquez. We continue our conversation with Dee Breaux, her club going to to another NCAA tournament, possibly the third straight Super Six, right?
You got to get out of the top 12 to get into the top 6. So, yeah, we compete on Friday night, 7 o'clock, and it'll be on the internet.
Okay.
And at, I think, in the LSU's Go Zone. So we're going to, put our best foot forward.
Sure.
We've got to beat some pretty hardy competition.
Yes.
Just be in the top 3 and then advance to the team finals.
You've been there past couple of years.
Right.
How does that play into your veterans who have been there and done that and the leadership they can provide for your younger players?
Well, when you hear the conversation change from if we to when we, then you know that their minds are right. Now, we've got some kids that have never been there before, but are competing really, really well and just kind of natural athletes. And they're going to make some mistakes, but you also know that they've got some backup behind them that's going to pick it up. We've got to tally some 9.9s. We've got to put some 9.9s and 9.95s to be able to do what we need to do. I think the team that won it last year had as many as 14 9.9s. Really? In their 24 scores.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's going to take our best performance. And it should. It's a national championship.
Right.
You shouldn't be able to go there and trip around.
Yeah, makes sense.
Dee, how important is the order of the events in which you're going to compete? We understand that the order will be the same as the order that you have at your home meets, with the vault being
it
first.
makes a difference because you're comfortable at home. And you get it in their minds that treat this just like a home meet, and this team's been awesome at home. Treat it like a home meet. Get out there. You're going to start on vaulting. Stretch your positions. If you put in their minds, you have to stick this. We have to stick to win. All of a sudden, they become fixated with sticking, and it's like, don't throw a strike. What are they going to do? Walk up and throw a strike. So, we try not to have that conversation, but to start on vaulting and to stretching your positions. These kids if we could open up with a 49.5 or a 49.55 on that first event, it sets the table. It puts pressure on everybody else, and all of a sudden they're going, oh my God, look at LSU, look what they're doing. So we want them looking at us. We need to stay in our zone and just focus on being aggressive and compete with reckless abandon.
You told us earlier, everywhere you go, there's LSU fans that follow, whether you're in Ames, Iowa, or in the SEC tournament, or expecting things here in Texas. It's got to be remarkable.
We drove up to the arena in Iowa, and there were flags flying, smoke. They were tailgating. Our parents, our fans couldn't wait to get there. But and it was IEAUXWA, Iowa, and they had a blast. I mean, they had a ball. So, and we're doing the same thing. I mean, Sarah Morrison's from Dallas, and her dad's been trying to wrangle a spot to have a big tailgate for our fans up there. So, I mean, they're doing it. They're getting it done. Our fans, our boosters, the parents of our kids, they're all in with us.
That's terrific.
Dee, in our next segment, Garrett Walbert had a chance to talk to some of your gymnasts, Lamencia Hall, Sydney Ewing, Ashley Natt. Maybe you can talk about those 3 young ladies and what you expect from them this week. How important will they be?
They're going to be critical. Lamencia is a backup person for us on vaulting and balance beam. Solid as a rock, but sometimes she bounces on the podium because the beam's a little bit softer. So we're going to see how she practices, whether or not we decide to use her on beam. Sydney Ewing is another person that we rely on heavily on beam. She's a sophomore, and we just need her to be a rock, and she also vaults and does floor exercise for us. But Lamencia, putting her last on floor, it's the event that she has wanted to win the national title. It's no secret. SEC champion 4 years in a row. She wants to win that title so badly. And if she gets that in her head on the preliminary night, she won't get into the finals. So we've just got to settle her down and just go out there and compete for the team, and you'll make it. So, that's our challenge with her. Yeah. But Ashley Natt, her dad was a gymnast at LSU, and her mom was a gymnast kind of the same era that I was. And I just have the utmost respect for them as parents and coaches of their own daughter. And Bugs is the kind of kid you can tell her before practice, Bugs, I love you, and she says, I love you too. I mean, just such a
great
delight,
attitude. Yeah.
A delight to coach. And she's in all 4 events. Not a beautiful bar worker, but has stayed on for us and done a great job. Her best events, floor exercise, she's got the vault that could win the vaulting title if we can settle her down. Here again, you got a bouncy podium, and her legs are just loaded, and sometimes she just jumps out of her skin. But we're excited about the whole team, but those 3 kids I think are special, and they're key. You hear about Jordan, you hear about Corville, but those 3 kids are critical.
Do me a favor. Not if, but when you win this thing, come back and join us so we can celebrate it.
You can pull me off the cloud. I'll be back.
Dee Dee, best of luck.
Thank y'all.
You deserve it. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. As Bill mentioned, we will have a feature on some of her star gymnasts. That's next here on Tiger Tracks. And we are back as promised, and now we go from the coach to the key participants. And boy, they're going to have to score big, as Dee Dee said, 9 nines and above to win this thing.
Exactly.
No pressure. No.
And Garrett Walbert had a chance to interview some of the gymnasts earlier this week, as we mentioned with Dee Dee, Lamencia Hall, Sydney Ewing, Ashley Nat, all three important components in the Tigers' chances to win that first national title. Let's take a look as Garrett talks to the LSU gymnasts.
It's so great that LSU has been in that arena, I don't know how many years due to Metroplex Challenge, and it's so wonderful that we've been in that arena, been on that type of equipment before, so we kind of understand, and we've been in that arena with some tough teams. So it's not something that we haven't been a part of before, and we know to kind of go in there with the mindset of, yes, you're going to hear roaring at all different times, but stay with our fans, stay with each other, and we are going to love the outcome.
We've beaten everyone in the SEC and second to Oklahoma by a little bit, and I think that definitely helps our confidence. I mean, we've learned something from each of those meets, and it's just important to treat this meet like any other one. Yeah, there's going to be big teams there, but you can't worry about a specific team because ultimately we're there to beat everyone. So,
getting into the right spot mentally, and then the gymnastics is already there, the physicality is already there. We already know what kind of skills we can do. We already know what kind of performance we can do, and I think that just being normal and being ourselves is what's going to work the best.
Championship season, when there's this much parity and so many talented teams in the country, it could be anybody's competition. I think Oklahoma and Florida, yeah, they're probably favored, but I would say there's a couple of teams out there that are going to be chasing them really hard and want it really bad, and we're one of them.
Being able to go home anytime, that was a dream when I was young, that it'll be cool to end your career and where you started. And the roots there that both me and Jesse have competed on that floor numerous times, I mean, growing up. So it's wonderful to be able to go home and be with such a wonderful team, but then at the end of the day, we're there on a mission and we're all about business and we're ready to get it done.
Not having class all last week and just coming to gym was different, just because all we did was gymnastics, but we got to spend a lot of time with each other, and this week we're back on a normal schedule, and we leave Wednesday and we have things planned all the way up until we finish Super 6. I think it's going to be a really exciting trip.
You can build some momentum going into, if we carry momentum from vaulting into bars and the kids just do what they do in practice on bars, nothing extraordinary, just give us a good bar performance and go to beam and be your best on beam, because we're capable of greatness on beam. And go to floor and it's obvious, I mean, we're the best tumbling team in the country. Go out there and prove it. So I mean, I think we've done the proving, now we've just got to go out and do it again.
What we did last week with the mock Super 6 was very helpful. The way it was set up was very similar to the way that we're going to compete this weekend, and I think that was really important. And I think we definitely set it apart from that feeling from last year. There are things that we can take from last year at Nationals, but this year is a new team, a new season, and it's something very special.
Coming from last year being so close, but we've had a different type of drive and motivation this year, and it does feel different. It feels extremely attainable, and we all believe completely that we can actually win this year.
Thank you, Garrett. You know, Deezy's been around a long time. She deserves this. This is their best opportunity to get it done. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's exciting how she talked about all the LSU fans who are going to be there.
Yes.
LSU has sold more tickets to this event than any other of the schools participating, so it should be a great environment. Also, you can watch it. NCAA.com will have the meet, so be sure to check it out.
Gymnastics tailgating.
Yeah.
You got to love it. Only in Tiger Town. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, softball number 2, trying to get to number 1. Next.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Hey, we welcome you back to Tiger Tracks. We conclude the program with a look at LSU softball number 2. They're at McNeese State. We just played that one, and then they host this weekend.
Texas A&M comes to Tiger Park this weekend, Jordy. Now note it's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday series, but a very important series for the Tigers. Number 2 right now in the nation, near the top of the SEC standings, nearly 40 wins already. And 2 big components, of course, are Bianca Bell and Savannah Jaquish, the 2 sluggers, the top 2 home run hitters already in LSU history. Let's take a look at Bianca and Savannah.
From 2007 to 2010, Rachel Mitchell hit 33 career home runs for the LSU Tigers, setting a school record in the process. Fast forward 5 years, and Bianca Bell has broken Mitchell's home run record as a junior with another season left to play. Even more impressive, Bell needed 250 fewer at-bats to break the record while batting .381 for her career. The 2013 SEC Freshman of the Year got off to a fast start despite some early jitters.
Definitely been a ride. I mean, my freshman year coming in, I felt like there was so much stuff, like learning all new things and being a part of a whole different atmosphere, different team, different thing, learning different things and different coaching style. I mean, playing with my dad my whole life. Now I'm a junior this year. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable in how they're coaching me and learning, stepping into like the plan that Coach Dobson's teaching me at the plate, and then all defensive things that Coach is teaching me, and it's just like it's become like a whole different type of softball for me, and it's really cool.
What Mitchell accomplished in 4 seasons and Bell matched in 3, Savannah Jaquish has equaled in less than 2 full years in Baton Rouge. Jaquish blasted a pair of homers at Tennessee, tying Mitchell for second place all-time at LSU with 33 home runs. Savannah credits her coaches and batting behind an MVP candidate like Bell for her overwhelming success.
Did not generate any home runs really in high school. Probably had like 20 my whole 4 years in high school, so never was a home run hitter. I think that just came from the confidence that Howard instilled in us, and I think that he said that you can leave your mark however you want here at LSU, and I just made a choice. I made a decision that I wanted to be the number 4 hitter. I wanted to hit home runs, and I think that Bianca, looking up to Bianca, is just seeing her hit home runs really made me want to hit home runs. So.
In 2014, Bell smashed 14 home runs, while Jaquish set a school record with 17, combining for 31, the most home runs by 2 teammates in school history. Bell and Jaquish are a modern-day dynamic duo that strike fear into opposing pitchers.
We're a really big threat. I feel like me hitting in front of her, she protects me, and she does a lot of good things behind me. I know if I don't get on base, I know that they're gonna have to pitch to her next. And knowing that she's a great hitter and someone that I look up to as a hitter, and it's just awesome having her behind me.
I'd like to think that we are the best 1-2 punch in the country. I mean, you can't really pitch around us, especially when AJ and Bailey get on. And I wish that she was the same grade as me so I can just be with her the whole time, but she definitely pushes me to be a better hitter, and it's just crazy how they really have to pick their poison when they pitch to us. So.
On average, Bell has hit a home run every 12 at-bats of her career. Jaquish lowers that number to 1 homer every 9 at-bats while hitting .345 at the plate. And while home runs can draw attention to the individual, both players are focused on driving their team back to the College World Series in Oklahoma City.
If it comes down to it and a home run is what gets us there, then I'll take it. At this point, I'll take anything. I'll take even a sack bunt, anything. It's going to be all 21 of us and even the coaches and the fans to get us there.
Home runs are fun, but ultimately it's about the score and how we can change the score with one swing, and how our slappers can get on before us and we can bring in multiple RBIs. Like it's not about the all-time leading home run record to Bianca or to me. It's the Women's College World Series National Championship, and that's basically what we look towards.
All right, thank you very much. We wish gymnastics, we wish softball, we wish all the teams all the best of luck. Again, another busy weekend here at home, softball at home. LSU National L Club Spring Football game at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Exactly. Tiger Stadium comes alive on Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff. Should be a great day with the football game preceding the softball game against A&M that night. Should be interesting to see how the Tigers...
You won't be there.
I won't be there.
You'll be in Athens, Georgia.
That's right. I'll be in Athens, Georgia. Baseball will be in Athens, but softball's at home, gymnastics in the national championships, and of course, the spring football game at 1 o'clock Saturday.
Get ready to have Dee Dee back next week,
exactly.
All right? For Bill Franquez, I'm Jordy Helper. Thanks so much. Good luck to the Tigers. We'll see you next week on Tiger Tracks.